Hello and welcome back to our 32nd episode of the 71st Hour podcast. I am your host and Horst.
When he's your horse?
Nay!
Welcome to the Horsecast.
Good start. Okay.
We don't stop.
Okay.
We never cut.
No, we're not cutting that. That's perfect.
No. And I'm joined by my superb co-host Jamie, and
How's it going?
and my outstanding co-host Nathan. How you boys
Sup?
doing?
I only
Yeah,
get
I'm outstanding,
superb.
bro.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
Skill
think of like
issue.
synonyms with synonyms. I can't.
I'm
speak,
thinking
bro.
of synonyms.
synonyms, bro. I cannot speak today. But how you boys been?
Yeah, good, man.
Good.
Yeah, good. Been a good week.
Once
Been a good
again,
week.
well, a good week. I don't know about that.
Well, okay,
You
yeah.
like
there's
sit-
been
do you
some
like sitting
shit
in a call
happening.
for 4 hours, both days back to back, talking about bullshit? I can't go into specifics, but it was a boring week.
It was boring.
But yeah, it went quick. So
It went
we're
quick.
here.
That's good. That's good at least.
Leak
But,
internal company data. I need to know.
I'm not gonna do that.
Just one episode. It's just us talking about our
After the
boring
podcast,
ass
I will tell you
jobs.
because it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is okay.
It is wild.
But we do have some stuff today. So we have the PlayStation State of Play that came out and the Nintendo Direct. The State of Play definitely had more stuff than the Direct, but the Direct still had some good stuff. So I thought we would start
Let's
with
just
that.
talk about it.
Yeah, I thought we'd start with that and we'll move on to the State of Play. So Nintendo Direct. I did not watch it actually. You guys did.
Oh,
So
this fucking guy, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
dude,
watch the actual direct. I just watched the.
This
the
Yeah,
fucking
I
guy,
watched a
man.
couple of trailers
I'm gonna be
afterwards.
honest. I actually stayed up till midnight to watch it, and I was falling asleep intermittently through this. And so I might have missed some stuff that was in this. I don't know, but
gotta
the stuff
miss
that's
it.
in the list here, I did see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bro,
I
you
feel
might
like-
have missed Metro Prime 4.
yeah, bro. I literally would. I would wake
Switch
up
two.
to the. I would wake up to like the. Wow, like when they're doing to the next thing, I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? Oh, F-099. Oh, cool, dude. Let's go.
But we'll start off with Paper Mario. So this was in the last one, wasn't it?
No.
Or this
No,
wasn't,
this is a new
new
announcement. Mario RPG
announcement.
was the one that was in the last
Mario
one.
RPG, thank you. Yes, you can see I'm
Yeah,
on
this
Nintendo.
is
one.
it's a new announcement.
Yes.
People are stoked for this, you know.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
no, people are excited for this. People are very excited for this.
I know people were excited because he doesn't have like the white border around him like he did in the
Anymore.
previous Paper Mario. I think Paper Mario fans are fucking nuts. They're crazy people.
Yeah.
And they were like, we are so back, you know, like there's no white borders on these characters. We've got the black borders again. Yeah,
Well,
good
when
for
did
them,
this
you
game
know.
originally come out? Like the N64?
20 years ago.
Yeah.
GameCube. Yeah.
Oh, the GameCube. Oh, okay.
So
Shit, the
it has
GameCube was
been
out
a
that
while.
long
So
ago?
it'll be the 20th anniversary next year when it comes out.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Which is wild. It's funny, like the only Paper Mario game I've played was the one on the Wii, and I
Oh,
don't remember what that one
yeah.
was called, or if that one was a remaster of a previous, or it was a new one. I'm not sure, but I know that every Paper Mario game since this one has kind of been bad. Like people have been like, oh, they're fine, like they're okay. The one on Switch, the new one on Switch was apparently pretty good, but yeah, I'm really keen to play this because everyone, you know, when you talk about like classic Nintendo games, everyone's like, oh, you got to talk about Thousand Year Door. Like that's like a game that people really give a shit about and was one of the best GameCube games. Yeah, no, I'm very, very stoked for this. I don't know.
Right.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks like
Yeah.
It looks like it should for a remake. It's the old game, but it's better.
Old game
Yeah.
looks better.
Yeah.
I remember they did mention that they've made some changes to the game, but I can't exactly remember how much is changing or if it's like more a remaster versus a remake. It looks good though. Looks
Yeah.
nice and clean. I wonder when it's going to come out. If it's like first half of the year.
Yeah, I
'cause
was gonna say,
Switch
it doesn't have
2
a
is
release
like
date, does it?
later in the year, or what'd you
Doesn't
say?
have doesn't have a release date, does it?
It doesn't. It was just 2024.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
If I was gonna bet, I would say this is probably like the last game
One
you
of the
see on the
last ones.
Switch, like the last
Yeah.
exclusive before the Switch 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Depending. Like I don't know. For some reason, I'm sort of doubting that the Switch 2 comes out next year. A little bit, because even though this direct was sort of like a little bit hit or miss for me, like there was some cool stuff, but it definitely feels like we're starting to draw the curtain a little bit on this console. Yeah, I don't know. I've just got this vibe that Nintendo's gonna be like, oh, actually, we've got a whole nother year. We've got a whole
Yeah.
nother year of Switch games.
We're just
Here we
whole
go.
another year waiting.
Here's Metro Prime 4 finally.
Yeah.
But I think Paper Mario was definitely the best announcement from this from the direct for me, for sure.
Okay. Bad opinion, but okay.
What? Okay. What's your favorite?
Okay,
What was your favorite fucking announcement?
Next
Like
game.
F-Zero 99?
No, this one is
F-Zero
definitely the
fans are
best
about
one.
They're about to do some stuff, you know?
Yeah,
They're about
bro.
to do some things. The Nintendo
No, this
offices.
next one's definitely the best one. Tomb Raider 1 to 3 is getting remastered, bro. I am so excited for this.
Where are
I didn't-
those square polygonal
Yeah, where are the square
titties?
boobies? So I'm gonna say, where are the square?
I gotta say, this was a surprise announcement for me. Obviously, didn't see this coming. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like that we're getting, you know, I mean, Tomb Raider 1 to 3 on PC is fucking impossible to run
Mm-hmm.
because it's, oh man, I can't remember what was wrong with it, but I think it was MS-DOS.
Yeah, you have
Like
to emulate DOSBox.
Yeah.
Emulate through DOSBox and get it
it's
to run,
like-
yeah.
No. It does not work well with mouse and
It doesn't.
keyboard these days, and like it's yeah. So
Default
it's one of
control
those
scheme is like Control Shift Alt for like moving
real
and jumping.
bad. Yeah. So it's one of those games where I'm glad this is finally, you know,
Yes.
coming to newer consoles so that people can actually play it. Because I'm sure people, you know, people love the Tomb Raider games. Like, there's a reason Tomb Raider is a franchise we're still playing today. It's like, it's sort of, yeah, it made an impact for sure.
Yes.
And so yeah, it looks good. And the fact that you can do, I love when they do the remasters where you can go back and forth,
Yes.
old version, new version. Love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I might play these. I don't know.
I just never played the originals. That's why I'm not really excited.
What they really need to remaster are the Xbox 360 Tomb Raider games because they were really good. There was like Tomb Raider Anniversary,
true.
Underworld,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was one other. It was like just before they did the reboot, the better Tomb Raider games, let's say. But they were still good. And for some reason, every time I see this old school Tomb Raider, I'm always like, it's Angelina Jolie. Like,
Yeah, same.
because
That's
she
what I think
played Tomb Raider in the movies, in those first two movies. I'm like, I always just picture her because it really does look like her. To be
It looks
honest. Like, it
really
looks very
similar.
similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool for the fans of Tomb Raider.
I agree.
It is made by Aspyr, who are a bit hit or miss with remasters. They're the ones that were developing the Knights of the Old Republic remake, but then apparently that didn't go so well, and like now that project is like in limbo a little bit. So
Yeah.
You gotta have
Yeah.
high standards for that game though.
I think that I don't want to say you need a better developer, but I think you need a better developer because
Yeah,
Aspyr
makes
is
sense.
very much like the remaster kind of port studio, and a remake I feel like needs a little bit more.
It needs a little more like talent.
Versus
yeah.
just like, you know, they're I mean it's like Bluepoint, who have done a bunch of remasters and now are doing remakes. Like they did the Demon Souls remake and Shadow of the Colossus remake. But yeah, Spire just doesn't strike me as that echelon. No offense to Aspire, but yeah, no, their specialty is remastered games, so probably gonna be good. Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
We'll wait and see next year, right? February.
It can't be any worse than the original, so I mean
yeah.
yeah.
Don't worry.
It can be.
Yeah.
It's coming out on Valentine's Day next year. There you go.
Oh. Well,
Play a bit
you
of
heard
Tomb Raider with your significant other.
heard
Just
it
what
here
she wants.
first. Heard it here first. Aspire sucks. Okay, Mario versus
No,
Donkey
Aspire
Kong.
doesn't suck. I'm gonna be
Mario-
honest. I didn't know Mario vs. Donkey Kong was even a video game that existed.
Yeah, me either.
I thought this was a whole new game. Have you ever heard of this game?
Yeah,
Nathan?
I didn't realize this was
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I haven't played it, but I've seen it.
It's like it's a thing. It was like a GBA game.
Yeah.
Where
think
it's
so.
like a puzzle game and like you're sort of going through these levels and Donkey Kong really wants these Mario toys.
Yeah,
which is,
he won those Mario things. You know what I'm saying?
It looks cute and fun. Like I think this looks cool. It seems like a great Switch game to have to play portably.
Yes.
And it looks gorgeous. Like at this point, Nintendo fucking nails the Mario art style of like the
They really do.
classic. To the point where it's like, yeah, it just looks. This looks fantastic. Like the lighting looks great. The this trailer was weird though. It's like this is about observation and action. It's like, okay, yeah, yes.
Price of video
And then
game.
they sort of explain, they sort of explain how the mechanics work. And so you've got it's a mix of like pressing buttons to remove blocks to then solve puzzles. So you see like he can go across the tail to get the present. You know, it's like it's pretty easy stuff. But
It looks like
it
one
looks
of those
cute.
classic like phone puzzle games, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It'll be
I was
good.
gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah.
it'll be good. And Nintendo doesn't really miss when it comes to Mario games, I don't think. So one significant thing is it is Charles Martinet voicing Mario, which it's not always going to be the case.
Yeah,
which is interesting. I'm not sure if they're just using the old voice lines from the game, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, they probably didn't
Um,
need too many.
But yeah, this is it is Charles Martinet doing the voice in this game. So
There you go.
post him no longer being the voice actor, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Interesting.
And it looks great. Yeah. Good stuff. As I said,
Yeah, cool.
they are getting down to the wire of what they could push on this Switch game console. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
they
they're
really
really
are.
getting down to
Yeah.
to the end of its life.
I don't think they want to start making like new huge games.
No,
until they have a
exactly.
new console. Yeah.
Exactly.
Finally, Princess Peach Showtime. We've talked about this. We talked about this a little bit in the past, but it didn't have a title.
Yeah, it was
back then.
the untitled Princess Peach game.
Yeah, but it finally has a title. I actually did
this
not watch
looks-
the trailer.
this
I
looks
actually
cute.
did not watch that one. Yeah.
Someone said it's like Balan Wonderworld, but good. If you don't
good.
remember, that was the Square Enix game that was fucking awful with the farmer song, and and it actually caused that direct. I think he was the original creator of Sonic, and he left the company from shame for that game. So yeah, Balan Wonderworld were not good. This does look, it looks cutesy and looks like and it's cool that it's its own thing. Like it's not just Peach doing Mario platforming.
It's like actually a game, like a different game. Yeah.
Yeah, looks cool.
Yeah. I'm excited for what this means for the next Smash Brothers game when Peach gets a whole new moveset.
True.
This is good.
That's a good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
When do you think we get a new Smash Brothers? Do you think it's
Oh.
within the first year of the Switch 2?
Nah. They did only just do the last fighter pack like not that long ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when was it? Was
it was
Sora,
this-
wasn't it?
It was this year, I think.
Was it?
No, maybe
way.
last year.
Yeah, I think it was last
It wasn't
year.
that long ago though. Yeah, no, it would have been last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 2021.
What?
October
Okay.
5th.
Damn.
Yeah.
A while ago.
That's wild. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Shit.
Yeah, no, this looks. See, look, you got Detective Peach, and she's looking around the museum and like finding clues. So it seems like there'll be different gameplay and for each thing, and yeah, no, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing something different with it, and it is
Yeah, it's just
a
another
new
platformer.
IP technically.
Yeah,
it's
not
like a
just
new
another platformer,
form
which
of
is nice.
in the Mario universe of games.
Mini
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it looks cool. I don't know what to say
Yeah,
about it.
not really gonna say too much. Yeah, exactly.
It looks pretty cool.
Um,
And it looks better than like, because I swear to God, like when they said it was like Untitled Princess Peach game, didn't it just look like a platformer?
it did. It looked like a platformer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. I
It's like, was that a trick? Were they like,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna trick you into
Yeah.
thinking it's this, but it's actually this? I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it was a very quick snippet and it looked like a platformer. And I remember we were
yeah.
talking about.
So I
that,
guess
like,
there
it
is
was
obviously
platformer.
platforming moments, but
But now we have the state of play. So there's a lot more games in the state of play. One
so obviously I was gonna say there were some other things in Nintendo Direct.
Oh, of course. Yeah. It's just.
But those are the things that I think we all think were like the significant things, I guess.
Yeah. But here we got a game that I'm actually really excited for. We have Baby Steps. I'm really
Baby
excited
Steps.
for this game. This game looks actually looks like a lot of fun.
It just looks ridiculous. And
Yeah,
like,
it looks
and like the
ridiculous, but I
voice
love it.
acting is like you get a little bit of that in this trailer, and it's just perfectly like
Yeah.
just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, like the NPC was like, "Oh, just grapple up there." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just grapple up there." Like it just has this weird like vibe to it.
Yeah.
And it just looks really fun and really
does.
dumb and like not like it has those vibes of Getting Over It, and that's obviously they're working in collaboration with the creator of Getting Over It, but it looks like it's not as like we're just
Doesn't
gonna
look as
piss you off.
frustrating. Yeah.
Exactly. It looks like
It
when you
reminds
fail,
me-
you just like laugh about it. You know, it's
It
not like a
reminds
grueling
me
move up a mountain or whatever.
Of
Yeah.
you guys remember the Flash game Quap?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that a little bit.
Damn, look at this dude. He's going up.
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
look at this. He's going up the fucking the
going
pylon,
inside.
man. That's some precision.
Oh, so you can you
cool.
use your arms as well? Or is it only use your legs?
It's just your legs,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
or at least that's what they've showed so far.
I love how
Is you adjust.
Like, I love how weird the character looks. I love
He's
how
just in
like,
he's in like a onesie and like
He's in a
and this is the part where
onesie.
like they're like it just looks it looks great. I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward to
it
this. He's
has
like grapple up there. He's like, oh, we'll just fucking grapple up here, man.
it's just such a weird style, and I love it for that. You know what I mean? It has like such a like, it. You know the style of when a game looks cheap, but you can tell this game is
And
not
they're
cheap,
going
you
back
know
and
what I
forth saying, oh, just grapple up there. Oh, just
Yeah.
grapple up there. And then he grapples away, and the guy's like, fuck that, I'm not grappling. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really great and
It
a
looks
really
really
fun
funny.
indie game next year.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
And honestly, Devolver Digital just doesn't miss when they
No,
pick up these games. Like, I just think they curate a really nice catalog of indie
yeah.
games.
Oh no,
He's dead.
he's
Yeah.
dead.
No, it looks great. Looking forward to better
Yeah.
Yeah,
stuff.
it'll be a good one.
Very, very exciting. Very excited for that game. When does that come out again? Does that have a release date?
It just has a 2024 date.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Cool. So.
And I know with indie games, it's sort of a bit like, oh, is it 2024? Like, is it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they sort of put dates on them and then it gets pushed back for whatever reason and stuff like
Yes.
that. Anyway.
So next up, we got some Resident Evil news. We first have the Resident Evil PSVR for Resident Evil 4.
Gotta stop making these exclusive, man.
Yeah, they really do. They
I play
really
the shit out
do.
of this on Index, but
Yeah, man. Like
just on
this would be so
PSVR
cool on Index to
too.
use little fingies and shit. You know what I mean? Like that would be really cool. That would be really
could
cool.
use your fingies. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
and like
The
this
major
looks
problem
really
with
good as well.
PSVR is it's so expensive and there's not that much for it.
It's just
Dude,
not.
I
worth
was
it
just
so
thinking,
far.
like, there was a moment where I was like, oh, maybe I will get a PSVR 2. And I'm so glad
Got
I'm
some good
not.
features.
There's
As
some
hard-
good stuff
as
on there.
hardware. Yeah, it's good.
Exactly. It's just the
yeah.
issue is it's locked to a console that
Yeah,
there's gonna be a PS6 and then it won't
Yeah.
get support on that. Like you sort of have an 8-year window where this VR headset is being supported.
might get 3 good games. Yeah,
And even then, like, there's no one talks about PSVR. And
Yeah.
PSVR 2 is just like it has never not been in stock in like Australian retailers.
Yeah.
Like I keep looking because I'm like, I wonder if it's like selling out or whatever. It's like not. Like from when it was up for pre-order to now, it has always been in stock. So like this, it's just not selling. Like
compared to like the
Yeah.
Vive and the Index, which was sold out for massive periods of time. But I'm sure
I
Sony's
honestly
making more of them.
think, yeah, I think it's a matter of I think Vive and Index, honestly, they're a little more conservative with how much they make.
Yeah, or even just send to Australia.
Or even just send to Australia.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, they just for Index, it's just like I honestly think they just get like 20 of them. Like,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, we'll just send out a few and we'll
Each
see. if
retailer
they,
gets 10 each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, it's just EB Games. They've got like
okay.
exclusive sale rights in Australia for
Damn,
Index.
easy.
So it's kind of bad because it means that you will never see the Index below the recommended retail price. But
Yeah,
which is typical to be honest for VR. They don't really go on sale.
yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, PSVR. I mean, if there's
It's-
something for you, I guess.
it
Well,
does
hold on,
look
no,
good.
hold on a second. There's something else there.
It
Nathan.
does look good.
Huh?
And I'm about to
Is there
say-
more on the back of the same video?
Yeah.
No, there's
it's-
a little duology trailer.
Yeah, it's a
here.
little duology thing. So we got the Separate Ways DLC coming out as well, which
That's why I
I'm
was
very
switching
excited for
because I
this.
thought it would be a different video.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
it's
it's actually
the
the
same-
same
it's the
exact
same
video.
trailer,
It's actually
yeah,
the
which
same
is
exact video,
weird.
yeah.
Um,
And I'm very excited for this DLC. I am very, very excited. And it's cheap. And I know you said, Jamie, that you're gonna wait for it, but I'm gonna play it.
Well, here's the thing: is like Resident Evil DLC is either really great, as is the Resident Evil 2 remake DLC, or really bad,
It's really
as is
mid, right?
the Resident
Yeah.
Evil 7/8 DLC.
Mhm.
They've got a good track record with the remake DLC stuff.
Yes.
And the fact that this is paid for is also
It's a
good, I think, because like
sign,
the Resident
right?
Evil 2 remake stuff was all free.
Yes.
And it was really short. The fact that this is
And-
paid for makes me think it's going to be a little more significant than just, hey, it's like 2 hours.
And
And,
there
even if it
has
is 2 hours,
been-
if it's 2 good hours, that's
yeah,
fine.
and there has been like leaks and already talks about this, and from what I
Well, yeah, there was some data mining on like just the title of the DLC,
Yeah,
and then that
and-
you play as Ada Wong.
yes, and I think there was a couple other things.
I don't think
think
there's
it was, like-
been much leaked about.
No, there
it.
hasn't been much at all. But like,
I think it was literally just like this is a thing that's happening.
yes,
It's cool that she
but
has a grappling hook,
yeah, I was gonna say she has a grappling hook,
looking
which
like
is really
fucking
cool.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to
it's
say that looks
going-
like from Spider-Man in that
Yeah,
shot.
It,
Yeah.
it does. I am quite excited because it gives me very much of the Resident Evil 2 vibes, where it's like Leon versus Claire and how their playthroughs kind of like intersect with each other. You know
And
what
I
mean?
wonder how much like
Yeah, exactly.
how
exactly.
big the DLC is going to be. I'm really curious because they show a lot of like different areas from the game. So like
They do. They do.
and this looks great. Like fucking
Yeah,
grappling
it looks
hooking
sick.
onto the. Oh, what was it? An ogre?
yeah,
I can't
big
remember what that
ogre.
thing's
It was
called,
an
yeah.
ogre. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
overall,
it looks great.
sick.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's cool that it's coming out next week.
Yeah, which is huge.
That's
like,
very
awesome.
surprising.
Mhm.
Same day as Cyberpunk 2077 2.0 update.
Oh,
We'll
there
talk
you go,
about it in a little
Jesus.
bit, but yeah, it's
Mhm.
we're packed. This year's still got some
Still
fucking
got more shit to go,
some,
man.
Still got some stuff coming through.
It's still got some more
ridiculous.
shit to go.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
ridiculous.
insane. It's insane. So yeah, next game up. is Ghostrunner 2. Okay, I'm actually yeah. Sorry.
Do you want to put in your thoughts on the demo here?
Yeah, that's what I'll do because the demo's not that long, and I'll put my thoughts on the demo while we're playing it. So basically, okay, demo, 30 minutes long. It was good. Do we care about like what I say? What happens in the demo? Do you guys care? Yes, no. Because
No.
there's
I mean,
actually
I'm
some
gonna
cool
play
stuff
it,
that
but it
happens.
doesn't really matter.
There's some cool stuff that actually happens in the demo. My
That's
only
fair.
critique is I crashed 5 times. I
Oh.
don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I crashed 5 times in the
Mm.
same area over and over and over again.
It's
I
probably
don't
just
know
a-
why.
Yeah.
And
They'll fix
and
that on the release, I'm sure.
the thing is that it doesn't save. So and I crashed near the end. So I would crash 25 minutes into it, and I had to replay the 25 minutes over and over again. So I got really good at speedrunning the demo. I
The
got
one
really
thing I'm
good at
curious
speedrunning it.
about is Shadow said the movement was different. How different
So,
is it?
The movement is definitely slower, but you could still ramp up to the same speed as what you got before. Because so basically in Ghost Runner 1, you could slide jump, and then if you slide jump off of an edge, you could propel
You go
yourself.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the timing to slide jump off the edge is a lot more precise, and it takes a lot longer to ramp up your speed when slide jumping. Basically, so
And that's
it's-
probably because they don't necessarily want you doing that because it's not
Yes.
like it's not an intended mechanic. It's just a way
Yeah,
that the physics worked in the first game.
if you take a look at Ghost Runner 1, people would literally skip it, basically entire levels
Yeah.
by just slide jumping across it.
Yeah, so I
right?
can sort of understand why they would fix that because it wasn't it
and-
wasn't like an intended. Yeah, as I said, it's not a thing that they intended the player to do.
Yes, but the cool thing is the grappling hook and like sliding on rails and whatnot. You're much quicker on those. You feel quicker, and when you jump off those, you do feel quicker. So like, there's kind of a trade-off on it. Personally, I don't care. I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. They added a little like parrying system and whatnot to it. So there's actually like a parrying system where you can parry bullets and stuff like that now. At the very end, you do actually get to ride the motorcycle, which is really cool. You get to ride the motorcycle at the very end. And the motorcycle, it feels good until there's areas where you can go like full on like in like it's basically a circle, and you can go around the circle, and it's very it doesn't stick well, and sometimes you'll like move your mouse a little bit to the right, and you'll just full on do like a 360 around it, right? And you're trying to dodge things, and it's very hard to control. And especially with that, you're moving really fast on the motorcycle, like really fast. The music was really good, and overall, like I did enjoy my time overall with it. It was just crashing 5 times really kind of dealt my mood a little
Yeah, I hope
bit.
they fix that before release.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
think
yeah,
I honestly remember. I feel like the Ghost Runner 1 demo had some weird issues as well.
it had. I think I remember it having some weird issues as well, but overall, it was good. I liked it a lot. Ghost Runner.
Are you gonna
I'm
play?
enjoying it.
Did it sell you on the game playing it?
No,
on,
yeah,
on
100%.
release.
It is Ghost Runner 1, which I already really enjoyed, and it ended on a pretty cool cliffhanger. You leave the tower. So,
Spoiler.
yeah. So because basically the whole entire reason of the demo is you're chasing another Ghost Runner. So I don't know
Right.
where this actually sits in the story, but you're chasing another one. He running away from you leaves the tower, and then you have the choice, and you decide to leave the tower as well. And like, it's actually like a really cool line.
Do you actually have the choice, or do you do it?
No, you like it's a dialogue. It's a dialogue thing where like people like I forgot what her name is. But the chick that you talked to in the first game.
What happens if you say no?
Oh no, it's not an actual like choice. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's just like you say
dialogue.
something.
Yeah. Your character says something. It's not an actual choice. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But then at the very end, like I forgot the exact line, but it was a really cool line at the end where like Jack, the main character, when he leaves the tower, and as you're driving down the side of the tower, you say to everybody, you say something like, I think I'm not coming home tonight, or something like that. Like your character pretty much
Oh, what a
accepts
cool guy! Wow,
that
he's got his own
he's-
catchphrases, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, but like
I'm gonna
it
be
goes-
honest. I didn't know that guy's name was Jack. I never knew the main
wait,
character's name. No.
Yeah, no,
No.
Yeah, I didn't either.
they gave him the name Jack. Well,
Wait, did they not have it in the first game?
No, they did. No. In the
Okay.
first game, they gave him the name Jack because they fixed him up and whatnot. But yeah, after the whole
Oh,
dialogue,
that
and
does ring a
whatnot.
bell, actually. Yeah,
Huh?
that does ring a bell. Like,
Yeah.
that's what his name was.
But overall, very cool. Enjoyed the log. Dialogue was also a lot better. I felt like the first game was a very, I don't know. I didn't like the dialogue too much. I felt like it was very like,
Smaller budget.
Yeah, and then
Probably
this
had like
game,
one take on
Yeah,
a lot,
and
of,
this
of
game-
scenes.
better dialogue. I liked it a lot more. But yeah,
Um,
much nicer.
I don't know when I'm gonna get to Ghostrunner 2, to be honest, because it comes
Yeah,
out
it's
a
hard.
day before
That's in
Alan Wake
October,
2,
man.
6 days after Spider-Man. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's tough.
I don't know.
I don't know,
Ghostrunner 2.
man.
I don't know what you're doing there. Get out of there. It's Ghostrunner 2. Run away. It's dangerous.
Yeah, you're playing a dangerous game right
You're in
now.
the danger zone.
Talking about sequels, Helldivers 2.
segue.
This one again, very excited for. Finally got a
I'm
release
so
date.
excited for this.
Yeah, I like. It's just. It gives me what I really like. It gives me Risk of Rain 2 vibes because of how it's completely changing.
I hate it.
You hate it because it's
I take it
changing
back.
up how the camera works and how basically full of gameplay. It gives me kind of like Risk of Rain vibes and how actually you're sitting.
Sure, like you shift the shifting kind of the
Exactly.
yeah,
It's not the actual
perspective.
gameplay. But also it just the gameplay looks good, man. The gameplay looks really good. Like I really like the gameplay.
The art
Um,
style reminds me of Battlefront, weirdly enough.
Yes.
It sort of looks a little like 2015 Battlefront-y. Just in the way like this looks like Geonosis a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it sort of has that like that look to it, which I like. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm really it's I was wondering how they were going to kind of make the game hard to shoot in. Because like obviously in the top-down view, it's hard to like sometimes hard to aim up where you're shooting.
Yeah, where you're shooting.
And friendly fire and stuff is like a thing that happens all the time. And,
I feel like friendly
Holy
fire is going to
shit,
be
that bug's
easy.
big. Sorry,
It's going to be
go on.
easier to avoid
very easy.
in this game,
'Cause
but
it's
it looks
you've
like
got a 3D space to shoot in.
exactly.
Yeah.
The interesting thing though is that the way the guns work, like you saw before, like someone had like a scout rifle sort of gun, like a DMR, and like they would have to wait for the reticle to go back to center
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah,
So
right.
it sort of like it slows down your fire rate if you want to be accurate. So
Yeah.
I really like how they've done that in terms of like the shooting mechanics to make it still not like you're just like it's not hit scan. It's like you've got to
Yeah.
really you got to
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
for
you
your
actually
reticle
have
to
to
light
try.
up and
Yeah.
yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm
I
very,
do
very
like
excited
that they're
for this
trying
game.
something different, and it does look really good. I think
Yeah.
Helldivers 1 will always continue to have that special place in my heart of
Totally.
being so like such a cool top-down game.
Yeah.
But and
The
obviously
thing
they're not
with this
trying to
game-
recreate that, so it's okay. But
It is
This-
very much like they're trying to mass market this game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like if they did Helldivers 2 and it was top down, like imagine showing them, they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Top down
What is
view? I don't
this?"
give a shit.
Yeah.
What is this? A Nintendo DS
only
game? What the
Helldivers
fuck?"
fans would be like, "Holy shit!" Yeah.
Exactly.
Does
Um,
this game still have the same thing where you have to put in a combo for like a button code?
I
To
I
fall
couldn't
things?
see
Haven't seen
that.
that yet.
I hope.
Oh,
Oh, I just saw it. I
yep,
just saw it.
I saw
Yeah,
it
I just saw it.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
But
Rewind,
you
Jamie.
still had to put in a
in the top
rewind?
left. He had something.
Yeah, rewind, Jamie.
Yeah.
There it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, yeah. He's
It's
doing.
like a
Yeah,
split
he
second.
activated something.
Yeah,
look.
There it is.
They're bringing
Yeah,
the Eagle,
so you got your
Eagle
That's good. That's
500
good.
kilogram bomb.
That's actually
Yeah.
really cool. I like that a lot. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
so
they
they
kept that
still
in.
have that in.
I'm
Oh,
glad they
that's
kept that
cool.
in. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No,
glad
I'm
they
excited
kept
for
that.
this. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
This is gonna be
I-
so and
I didn't
Oh,
realize
that
how big
looks
the
so
bugs were.
cool.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say just before when they're fighting that giant ass bug, and then you see them moving around, you see someone get the rocket launcher out, fires, and then you see the bugs like break apart and shit. Like that it looks really cool. It
You know
looks
how like
really,
emotes-
airstrikes and bombs were completely useless in the first one? I feel like they'll actually have a good use in this one.
Yeah,
you
because
can
yeah, because you know what-
accurately get where you want it to
Place
go.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
with the first one it was really hard to aim it, but I feel like this one's gonna be a lot better. I can't wait to get into a mech in this one. They're not gonna
Well, the
have
thing
it.
is, the mechs weren't the mechs DLC?
They
The
were.
mechs with DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
And they were overpowered as shit.
they were.
Yeah, they
they
might
were.
not
I
do
don't,
that
that's
in
what I'm saying. I don't
this
think they're gonna have
I'd
it.
be fine if they didn't have them.
these are those the razor dudes? Like
yeah, I think those are the
yeah,
Razor dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Razor robots. Yeah, next
PS5
year.
and PC,
I am-
which is good.
Yeah, I'm
the
very
only
excited for this.
thing, the only thing I'm worried about is it gonna be a good PC port? Is
Yeah,
it
that's
gonna
true.
run
Yeah, that
well?
is true.
Is it gonna have
It
any
does
bu-
look
is it-
nice, so
Yeah.
Please have DLSS.
Yeah.
And PlayStation games have typically been very good with supporting like a wide range of PC features. You know,
Yes.
like ultra wide, DLSS, FSR, everything you could possibly want, uncapped frame rate. So fingers crossed that is the case with this game. But yeah, I'm hoping it's not like, oh, the PS5 version's great, but the PC version's complete
It's
fucking
really
dumpster
bad.
fire.
Yeah.
Do you know if it's
Um,
crossplay?
I would assume so. I would assume it's
I-
crossplay.
Not that it
I
matters too much for
do-
us, but
No.
I do see that they had the same customization as the first one. It
Yes.
seems very similar
Yep.
which is good. I really like the customization of the first one. I thought it looked really good.
Lots
Yeah.
of environments, which is great. They all look
It looks
fantastic.
like you can
and-
customize your your like your ship, your like commander
drop
ship
ship?
and whatnot, which is really cool. You can customize that, which is sick.
just fun things, yeah.
Yeah, like overall, looks really cool. Like
Very,
I'm
very
really
cool.
excited.
And I'm
for
glad
this.
I've actually played a decent amount of the first game to now be excited for this. Because I
Yes.
feel like I would have, if I hadn't played, like the 9 or 10 hours we played of Helldivers, I'd be like, oh, it looks cool, but I don't really know. I don't really have much stock in the franchise, so I'm not sure if this is like a really cool thing. But yeah, no, looking forward to that. Very glad it's not coming out this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
Now
100%.
Feb 8th, I think, which now
Yeah,
February is
February
now fucking piling up. We've got this, we've got Destiny 2, the final shape.
Oh fuck yeah.
And then we've got oh, you know what I just realized we're missing in this list of games? We don't have fucking Final Fantasy Seven Rebirth, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Where?
Stay to
Further
play
down.
continue at the very bottom.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah,
got
I
more
was gonna say.
Spider-Man.
Don't worry, I'm just a moron.
You
Don't
put all
worry, I'm
the
just actually,
you put all the
I'm actually just
details.
fucking blind. Don't worry about it. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, boys.
Well, talking about another sequel, and this one is very exciting. We have good old Spider-Man 2. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. This is just getting better and better.
I loved how they showed this game. How they were like, hey, we got the creative director talking about how the open world's changed. We're showing you a bit more gameplay. We're showing you how you fast travel, which I never thought would be that exciting.
Oh
but-
my god, it's so
Oh my
fire,
god, dude. I think that's
Bro,
maybe one of the
this-
coolest fucking transitions in
Yeah.
a game I've ever seen.
Just
like,
this game is getting better and better. Like I'm like this
it's
game already
crazy
looks good.
because I'm
and
like,
it's-
we're literally like a month away. It's a month and 4 days until we have this game, and like it's coming up real quick. And oh man, it looks so good.
It looks so good. Yeah, the fast travel looks actually
The fast travel, the dual takedowns, like just like the wingsuit and how fast you move around.
Yep. Yep. It just oh my god, it looks so good.
It looks and the map is 2 times as big as the previous game. And I was like, initially I was like, oh, well, bigger doesn't mean better, but because you have the wingsuit, like you're gonna be
I
zipping around this
recognize that
fucking
place.
city.
yeah. Spider-Verse? Sorry.
Yeah.
Visions Academy is where Miles is in the game, and like you've got you
just-
saw just then that was Peter Parker's old high school as well
Yeah.
in Queens. And
Does
it was
Miles
cool. Like,
have exaggerated swagger in this one?
oh, he definitely has. No, he has
He
not
does.
enough exaggerated swagger. It's like, oh man, I love that. I
looks
love
so
it.
cool.
Like,
I'm just
dude,
waiting for
Peter's
the
fucking fighting him,
transition.
and then Miles swings in and fucking kicks the guy out. Like,
I'm
holy
just-
shit, man.
I'm waiting for the transition. I'm waiting for the fast travel. I'm waiting for that because it looks so good, man. It
They
looks
also
so
showed a new villain in this.
good. Yes,
You
they
see
did.
Notice that symbol right there? Who's that? Who's that? Might be Mysterio. Might be Mysterio.
Yeah, we
man.
got a little Mysterio going. We also did
Mysterio
see
looks
the
a little
Prowler's coming
fucking
back as
weird.
well.
You see him a little bit here. Like he's the character model looks a bit strange, but
Yeah, but it's okay.
but that's okay.
We also
There's
we also
Mysterio.
do,
There he is. He looks a little weird. It looks like a bootleg Mysterio, but
Prowler is also coming back as well. I'm glad Prowler's coming back because I know that's a big part. I was kind of
oh
worried
yeah,
that
you saw the Prowler, like the Prowler.
yeah, the right
symbol.
it's when
in,
Miles shows
yeah,
up.
yeah.
We yeah, I'm glad he's coming back because he's a big part of Miles' story, and yeah, I'm glad. I was gonna say this last time we talked about Spider-Man. I'm glad they didn't. I forgot to say it. I'm glad they did not kill off Prowler. I'm glad they didn't do it. That he's actually staying. You know what I mean? They might kill him off in
sure.
this story, but
Maybe.
I'm glad they didn't.
One thing I've heard some of the previews, which we'll talk about a little bit here in a second, is that what they're doing is kind of merging the Spider-Man 2018 stuff with the Miles Morales stuff.
Yes.
So like Miles's family, friends
that's
are interacting in this game, and so like having played Miles Morales, it really does. It feels like it's really connected. It's not like it
Yeah.
wasn't just like a side story. Like it really matters. Like
Yeah, it feels
you
like
see
one big
here,
world.
like Miles is talking to his mom, and like you see Genki, and you see oh there's Haley, I think, is in Miles Morales, and like she's in it as well.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
dude,
that's right.
These fucking suits, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
dude,
god,
the
the fact that
suits
you
look
have
so-
there's the fucking Raimi symbiote suit, like. Come on, man!
And
the
each
fact
suit you can change the
that
colors.
each suit you have different colors.
They
like,
said you have
so
over
each-
200 suits total.
because you have 4 different color schemes for each suit, and there's there's like 40 something suits
no, they
for
said
Miles
60.
and Peter.
Yeah, they said 60 suits.
And
Which
like
is-
so, I was listening to one of the podcasts where they were talking about the preview, and they were like, it's not like the color palettes aren't like Destiny shaders, or it's like some look good, some look bad. Like they're all very
They're all curated. Probably,
they're all
yeah.
curated, so it looks
really good.
every single variation looks dope. Like they mentioned, like there's a Miles Morales color scheme where it's like the black, but instead of the red, it's like blue, like really nice blue, and it's like that sounds fucking dope. Like that's
Yeah.
really cool as shit. Like to roll around in like different colors and different schemes. Really like the Miles Morales suit there that had like the cape.
Yeah, the cape and the hood and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
My only wish is I really want the Miles Morales suit from the end of, well, not the end of Spider-Verse, but the one where he's got the Air Jordans and the hoodie on.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Really want
They're
I
gonna do
really
that.
want
They're
that
gonna
suit
do
because
that.
that one
I
that
feel like
it's a really dope looking suit.
I feel
And
like they will because they had something similar in the Miles Morales game where he had like the hood on.
well, they had the
and shit.
Spider-Verse suit. They'll probably have the Across the Spider-Verse suit in this game, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Did you guys see the gameplay? There was some gameplay that came out today as well. It was just because like IGN played it and whatnot. They were able to show like 5 minutes of gameplay. And it was of Spider-Man. He was in the black symbiote suit and he was fighting Lizard. And like it's cool because you can tell what's really cool is that the voice acting is done really well where you can tell that he's different but it's just slight changes where like he's not doing quips, he's like really serious voice.
Someone
and
said it's
whatnot.
like it's the Spider-Man voice actor is sort of doing like his take on like Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah, it sounds
he's
like it,
a
right?
little
Yeah.
bit like he's a little bit more gruff and edgy, which I really dig. Yeah.
Yeah, what I really like about it is because like what one thing that like black symbiote suits always have been portrayed in media is that like it makes you bad, which is not. It like amplifies all your emotions, and you can see that here where he's still trying to save Connor, he's still trying to save him from being the Lizard, but like for example, one really cool detail is that like rubble that flies by, Peter's not webbing it up, he lets it fly by, right? And he will like keep going to chase him down. Like it's small tweaks like that, which is just it's enough to notice, which is cool, and it's just sick, man. I'm so excited for this game.
So I did want to go over some details that came out today with the previews. So you'll be getting 30, 40, and 60 FPS modes. All of them will have ray tracing and 120 hertz VRR support, which is great.
Awesome.
They said that there's much more destructible interactivity with the environment. Fantastic.
Yeah, we saw that in the gameplay a little bit as well. That looked really good.
There's over 65 spider suits to choose from, mix of comics, films, and original designs.
Yep.
And so then 65 times 4 because you get the 4 different color schemes for each suit.
Yep.
Some quests will be story specific to either Peter Parker or Miles Morales. So they showed that a little bit here where Miles would have his own list of quests to do, and then Peter would have his own, and then you sort of you can basically choose which one, like which side quest to go with which character. The map is obviously said nearly double in size compared to the first game with Queens and Brooklyn. Points of interest are represented by more immersive visual cues out in the open world that grab your attention. So you saw there with the Mysterio symbol. There was also like the collectible in this game is like a spider bot. And so you sort of see the spider bot pulsing in the environment, and then it kind of gives you a big spherical kind of area to look around for the spider bot, as opposed to in the first game with the backpacks where it was like you sort of just look on the map, press that, and then look around a little bit, and you find it because you've sort of like added a waypoint to it.
Yeah.
Peter's mechanized spider arms are available by default now. There's story reasons why that's the case.
Yeah, they had to talk about like upgrading the gadgets and whatnot.
And you see that you see the new spider arms he has. They're like white. They look really, really dope.
Yeah, they look really sick.
The web grabber ability fires webs in all directions and grabs enemies and anything else to pull them in for a powerful AoE attack. Which is cool. Another thing that it doesn't mention in the list here, but there is a parry mechanic.
Yes.
In Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, we saw it was really cool. Because in Spider-Man 1, when you would like try to web someone in, they would like sometimes counter melee you. But like if they
the red indicator.
Yeah, if they do that, you can now parry that as well. So it has like a lot more involved, which is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. They also say Peter's symbiote black suit is hypersensitive to sound, and it's felt through the DualSense, which is very cool.
That is really cool.
A lot of the previews said the DualSense features are really dope in this game. Like you'll as I said, like the hypersensitivity, you'll feel like you'll feel that in the controller, and like the parry mechanic is also felt in the controller too. Like it'll give you the cue in the controller, so it kind of helps with timing.
I'm glad they're using it. It's such a cool idea. Like yeah.
Oh, it actually does say here parry attacks is now an option with L1, so that's cool. And then in terms of like the vibe of the story, they said the game is darker themed, but there's a ton of humor and funny remarks throughout.
Yeah,
which is great. That's what you want from a Spider-Man game. You want a little bit of the evil and the dark with the lighthearted stuff. So
yes,
I am so fucking excited for this game, dude.
I do
I think this is gonna be fantastic.
I do like that Peter's suit is hypersensitive to sound because I really want a funny thing. I want a funny thing to happen where where Miles plays his dad's mixtape.
Dude, that mixtape is ass, bro.
Yeah,
that was so bad.
It's so funny.
Do you remember that, Nathan? It was like the sounds of this. the sounds of New York.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, it was
really
awful.
shit. It was really bad. It was
And then
really
Mars is
funny.
bopping along to this fucking
Yeah.
this goofy beat.
It's really funny. But yeah,
But yeah,
no, it's
I mean, I cannot wait for this, man.
Oh, I'm
it's
so excited,
it's so
man.
close yet so far away, and I can't wait to just be back in this world again. To be
Yeah.
honest, platinumed both games, ready to platinum this one. It's, yeah,
It's very exciting.
very exciting.
Next up, Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn.
I'm
I
surprised this is even here.
Yeah, I put
That's
this
all good.
on because I saw it. I saw the trailer. I thought this was a little bit interesting, and I want to throw something that was unexpected. I want to throw something that was a little bit different. It was either this or it was High Rail, and also it was the other anime one. It's like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let's throw one of these games.
Well, this
shall
one's
we?
interesting because like Tales of Arise came out in 2021.
Yes.
And so now they're doing like this expansion like 2 years later, which is, I don't know, I guess it sort of makes sense, but it's a little weird because a lot of the times by then they've sort of moved on if they haven't announced like something new. But I actually played some of Tales of Arise.
Really?
Because the art style is really dope. Like I
It
love
does
the,
look really good.
the cel shaded look. I was fucking bored to tears playing this game, dude. I'm gonna be honest. There is it's a little too anime for me. It's a little bit too
much?
like the translations aren't great. Like it's a little bit too oh man, there's so many cutscenes and like they do this thing where they do like a lot of the scenes where you're talking in your party. It's like these comic book panel like look to it. And it's like these stop motion, like they move for a little bit and then they stop, and it's like, oh, this is just. I know there's other games that have done this before, but I'm like, it's not grabbing my attention.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the time when a cutscene would play, I'd be like, on my phone, here we go, like straight onto the phone, onto Twitter, not listen to this shit. The gameplay is very good in this game. What I found with Tales of Arise is that there is some moments where the difficulty gets ridiculously hard for no reason. Like it's easy for like the regular enemies, and then you'll get to a boss and it's like, okay, here's Dark Souls 3 era, fucking fuck you. Like good luck. So I just turned that shit down to super easy and just like cleared it because I'm like, I'm not sitting here killing this big wampa looking motherfucker for like hours. Like no thanks.
Understandable.
So I will not be playing the expansion if that's
I just want to throw this in because I thought it looked good, and I'm
But no,
glad you
it's
had
cool.
experience
It's
because I
good for
didn't.
good for the Tales fans. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Get the Tales fan in here. You know what I mean? Get them in here. Get them
Really
excited.
sold me on it. I think I
You know,
might
there's been other Tales of games, you know?
Yeah.
Tales of Vesperia or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
there
out
you
there.
go.
It's a very niche kind of. It's a very niche kind of.
It
kind of
is.
game.
It is. Next up we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which
I think this is the best trailer this year.
this looks real good.
This looks so fucking good. I can't
looks
wait. Game of the
real
year
good.
2024. Here it is, boys. You're looking at it.
I disagree.
Oh man, it looks so good. There is so much. They said like this game is going to be near 100 hours of content versus
Holy
like
shit.
I think to do everything in Final Fantasy VII Remake it was like 40 hours. So there's like more than double the content. You're going through these open areas. You got a dog companion. You got Tifa back again. Like I mean, come on. This
it
looks
just looks so good,
so fucking good.
Start
Coming
of the
out,
game looked a little political for me. I'm not gonna lie.
it's very political.
Yeah.
This is a an anti-corporation game. I know they don't like it because the corporations are destroying the planet, and then so how they react by bombing one of their plants. They're actual
too woke
terrorists.
for me.
This game is very woke.
We had a near incident like that. the unity threat.
Yeah, dude. I cannot wait for this game.
It looks really good, man.
Sephiroth is playable. Like for some reason,
Really?
he's in with Cloud. Like they start
Shit.
teaming up. There's like these weird like there are so many different locations they show in this game. Like it is absolutely massive. And I'm just so stoked. I can't wait. It looks fantastic. I think I prefer the gameplay of Final Fantasy VII, the remake gameplay versus FF16.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get back and playing that kind of game again. And there you see like Sephiroth and Cloud fucking helping each other out.
Yeah.
There is a collector's edition with 19 inches of Sephiroth, so there you go for those people. You know,
19-inch Sephiroth.
Yeah. Well, because you know the Venom thing.
I know what you
yourself to
mean.
19
It's just
inches of
yeah.
Treat yourself to 19 inches of Sephiroth.
What in the fuck is going on?
Okay, so there's a club and there's some weird stuff. Okay, look, there's some Mario Kart.
Mario
there's
Kart?
Chocobos, yeah. You got a fighting game. Look at
Pummel
that.
Party? Sorry.
You got some. Dude, it is wild. There
Goofy
is so
It
much
is
in this
a wild game.
Did we miss the segue? Did the segue happen? Or a
Segue?
Yeah, there was a segue. Maybe it's later. No, I'm pretty sure it's like.
I did not see it.
I did not see it. I was watching this trailer the entire time, but it was nowhere here.
Segue. No, it definitely.
Go further ahead. Was it?
It's
No,
not
back.
an end.
Man, it's tripping.
Yeah,
there
around there.
was a segue.
Around here. It was around here. Yeah, it was just past this. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I think was it.
It is
just...
Cloud moving on a Segway. Oh, come on.
I did not see it.
I did not see
It
it.
happened.
Men's tripping. Men's actually tripping.
It's probably after this because there's mobility.
Bro, we're gonna.
Yeah,
there
there
we
it
go.
is.
Oh, there it
Boom!
is! He's on a
Look at motherfucking
Segway!
Segway.
Oh, game of the year right here, boys.
Yeah, I mean,
Game of the year.
if you want your game to be immediately worth it, your main character needs to be on a Segway. Okay,
Yeah,
that's I will not take any
Get
other
that
form of
motherfucker on a
transportation.
Segway right now.
This looks fantastic. Very
yeah.
excited that it's coming out early in the year. Unfortunate it's coming out 2 days after Final Shape. I don't know how I'm gonna find time for both, but I
Is
will.
this the wait for? Is this the wait? You gotta wait.
It's a wait.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's a wait.
You just gotta wait.
I'll wait on fucking Final Shape, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You're probably
shit-
more
that
likely to
shit-
wait on Destiny.
That shit's gonna be a 65 out of 10.
A 65 out of 10.
65 out of 100. But yeah, it looks
Alrighty.
fantastic. I can't wait.
Finally, we have Cyberpunk 2077. They brought out a cinematic trailer. Again, looks real good, man.
I saw someone say, "Dude, the graphics look insane." It's like, bro, it's a
Bro,
CGI
it's
trailer.
insane.
It's
It's
not.
cinematic.
It's not. And could you imagine like the expansion looked this good versus
Yeah,
the main game?
this
It's like,
good.
why would they do this? Why would they spend like millions of dollars on the fidelity of this game for it's an expansion? You know. I'm really excited to dive into this game. We got fucking Idris Elba
Yeah,
chilling
so
out.
that's that dude.
Yes, I do. It's the guy from Thor.
Thor, yeah, it
Yeah.
is the guy from Thor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of other stuff, but
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
Look at the
Yeah.
graphics, man. Whoa.
the
Yeah,
graphics are
wow,
so
dude!
good,
I
man.
can't believe the
Holy
expansion looks so
shit.
good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this. The big announcement from this, it was like a Night City Wire, like they do like their little. I guess it's whenever they've got announcements. The 2.0 update is coming out September 21st, so
Oh,
a little bit
yeah, it
before the expansion, which is good. I'm gonna try and get up to the point where I would be able to play the expansion on the first day. Just because I prefer that obviously versus starting on the 26th and not being able to play the new stuff. And also the reviews come out same day, so
Oh, huge. That's actually good.
very curious to see how it does. I'm all for this Cyberpunk Redemption arc. You know, love
Yeah,
it. Really glad that.
I was saying to Shadow, it'd be so funny if this bombed like how Cyberpunk did. I know it won't. I know
could
it
you
won't because
imagine?
they have been building up to this for a really long time. It'd be so funny. It'd be
Yeah, well,
so funny.
we're obviously not sure about the DLC yet. I have faith that it will be good, but the 2.0 update, I think they've showed enough that
They've showed enough
it
for that.
redeems the
yes.
original game.
There were actually some previews of some because people have got the game now, reviewers. And they couldn't talk about Phantom Liberty, but they could talk about the 2.0 stuff, and they were like, "This is like a proper RPG now.
Yeah.
Like you really have to build into a character." And even in this Night City Wire, they showed like here's 3 developers, here's the builds that they're playing in Night City now, and they were all very different. Like one of them was like a cyber ninja that could parry bullets, similar to in Ghostrunner. Another one was like just a dude with like gorilla arms that was punching everything he could, and he would get this. The good thing about the strength build is that it's sort of based around being a tank, and so you can do the sort of like kill an enemy, you get health regen, and then you get more damage, and you kind of string that together, and so you can become this like absolute killing machine, just punching everyone to death. Yeah, I'm really stoked for this game, and I'm just glad that we're getting more Cyberpunk. Because I did enjoy the base game. You know, like even though it was glitchy and like I'd be driving along and an NPC would like randomly T-pose in front of me and I'd fucking hit them and the cops would get mad at me and the cops would just spawn around me like in a circle and then I'd be dead and it's like, okay, didn't even mean to hit that guy, but he just spawned in front of me. But so there was always the weird frustrations with the base game and originally when it came out in 2020, but they've already made some really good improvements to the game, and like I'm sure it's still buggy, but yeah, I'm glad that they're putting time and doing sort of a No Man's Sky thing and like being like, hey, we're gonna make sure we leave this game on a good note. So very, very keen for the game.
Yes, looks very, very good. Looks very, very good. But that's everything. That's everything we got for that, which is, you know, it's good.
That's
That's
everything.
everything.
No, you know what I mean.
That's
That's everything we
everything.
got for the main topic.
That's everything we have.
Bye. See you guys.
I was gonna say, pretty good showing from State of Play on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's like it was. They had some really good shit in there. Like they had some really good shit in there. It's because there was more stuff than that. There was a couple more games than that.
Yeah, there was some other stuff, but those were definitely
those are the
highlights,
big ones.
I'd say.
Those are the big ones. Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, obviously the biggest surprise for me was the Resident Evil 4 DLC coming in next
100%.
week.
Yeah. Just came out of nowhere. They decided to pull it out of nowhere.
And that's honestly the best way, you know, as opposed to being
absolutely.
like, oh, here's a DLC that's going to be $10. Oh, it's coming out in 6 months. Like,
Yeah, well, you know.
DLC you don't really need to announce too far in advance, I feel like.
Yeah.
It sort of is that like kind of like you can kind of stealth drop it a little bit versus like obviously you want to market a main game. Because you know the people that are going to play the Separate Ways DLC are the people that are probably watching the State of Play, you know? So
Yes.
it makes sense from like a marketing perspective. Anyway,
Okay.
on to you, Seto.
Moving back on, we have the hotfixes. Starting off, Unity is doing something very stupid. They're just doing something straight up very
Which was not
stupid.
the headline the Guardian put, but
No, it was not. It was not.
very,
I just did it
very-
myself because they are doing something very stupid. So I have a wall of text.
go ahead.
Yeah, I have a wall of text.
Ain't
There's a
no way
lot.
you're reading it. We can.
I'm
we can,
not reading. I'm
It
gonna
won't take that
paraphrase.
long.
I'm
It won't
paraphrasing.
We
take
know
that
enough
long.
about it to.
Yeah, I'm
studio.
No, dude, that won't take that long to read this. I'll fucking read it,
I am
man.
paraphrasing third. I'm paraphrasing the third because that was just a quote I wanted to add in. But that's going to come out later. So basically, the company behind the Unity engine, one of the major game development tools used for the independent studios, have announced a controversial new fee. Starting on January the 1st, Unity will charge developers each time a game is being using their engine is downloaded. The charge will begin when the sales had reached a threshold of 200,000 in revenue over 12 months and 200,000 total installs. Charges would vary depending on license the developer has with Unity, but be as high as 20 cents per install.
Yeah, so I think the 20 cents is for the base subscription to Unity.
Yes.
And I believe it's down to 5 or 10 cents for like the enterprise subscription, which is for the people that probably could pay the 20 cents per install, so it's a little bit fucking backwards. But anyway,
I'll go to that quote in a second, but basically, Unity announced a new change on their website, referring to it as a Unity runtime fee, a reference to the Unity runtime code that executes each game on the player's device, in which until now has not been monetized. An install-based fee allows its creators to keep an ongoing financial gains from players' engagement. The company stated in their
not sure
blog
how that
post.
works.
Yeah, don't know how that works. Speaking to the industry news of the new side game developer, Unity creative president Mark Whitten said that the company was aiming to better balance the value exchange between itself and developers. Later in the interview, he also stated, "We wanted more money so that we continue to invest into the game engine." This is
Did he actually say that?
yeah. I
Okay.
looked back onto the interview because I did not believe that, but yeah, no, he actually did say that. He actually did say that.
I mean, obviously, like,
Being honest.
obviously
Yeah.
he wants to make more money, but like,
Yeah.
seriously, like, you're really gonna say that? Like,
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about better balance to the value exchange.
Exactly.
I don't think they're making enough
Exactly.
money now. It's probably because, like, honestly, if Unity wasn't making as much money as they used to, it's probably because Epic Games has made so many great strides with the Unreal Engine to the point where a lot of indie developers are just moving to that because their
Yes.
games.
Yeah.
It's easier to, obviously we're not developers, but I believe it's easier to get something playable quicker with Unreal Engine versus
It
Unity
seems
and other engines.
like it. At
It
least.
seems like you can get something playable and working pretty well, in a quicker time frame. So it makes sense that you want to start playtesting it immediately. Like that makes a lot of sense.
There's been a bunch of developers that have come out. I didn't put them all.
So many.
But the one I put here was the Gary Newman, who created Gary's Mod. He basically went on a tangent. He's basically talking about how it is stupid for them just to do this out of nowhere. So like the quote is, Unity can just start charging us a tax per install. Can it do this unilaterally? Can they charge it whatever they want to? Can we have trust in their tracking? And then
Yeah,
someone
it's
came in-
weird. Like, how are they getting this information?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Well,
Like,
they're-
it's like-
every time the game runs, it sends there'd be something in the game engine that's running in the game that would basically phone home every time it's a new install to Unity somewhere. But I don't know how that would, like Gary says, I'm not sure how that works with offline installs as well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some other developers came in. Like there's one I found a little bit interesting. He said, "We pay for our pro license upfront, knowing that any right of view then is ours. After 2 years of dead, they can just add it back in tax of our game to happen to be successful." Nah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Exactly.
That is
It's
true.
bullshit,
Like,
right?
that's why they have the enterprise and pro licenses that you can. That's the money you pay for Unity, and then everything else you get from the game is theirs. But now that is not the case.
Yes. Yes.
Or will be
It's-
from
it's-
January 1st.
Yeah, it's very stupid. And like a lot of developers have already said they're going to move. Some right here that I put in is Slay Aspire. They actually had a really funny one where what they said was they basically went on the thing about how they want to move. And at the very end of it, they said, "We have never made a public statement before. This is how badly you fucked up." That's what
That's what they say.
ended
Yeah,
off their statement.
they've never had. Yeah, that was the end of their they posted like a statement.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love how these end like
Quite
that.
interesting. I'd like to, from a law point of view, know about the nitty gritty of their terms of service and how they're actually legally allowed to do this.
Yes.
Well, the funny thing is they took their terms of service off the website.
That's sus.
That's really, yeah,
Yep.
Jesus
They
Christ.
took it off the
They're
website.
definitely allowed to do this for new releases.
Sure.
But games that already exist, yeah, I really don't know about that. I don't know the legality there.
As I've said, this is not going to happen.
Nah, there's
They
no way.
already and the thing is, the damage has already been done,
Exactly.
and these developers are not going to be like, if they go back on this, you forgot here, like Slay the Spire devs, Among Us devs, Cult of the Lamb, they've all said that
Yes.
they're moving. They're planning to move away from Unity.
Yeah, they'll just
Yeah.
do it
They're not-
slower. Yeah.
They're not going to be like obviously like Cult of the Lamb. They said like, I mean,
They're gonna-
we'll just fucking take our game off the store.
Yeah, they
if
said
this
they're
goes
gonna
through on
get
January
rid of
1st.
it,
Like
delete
we'll just delist it.
Yeah, I remember. I
Um,
remember the tweet. They literally said, "Go buy our game now because on January
Because
1st,
we're
it'll be gone."
delisting it.
Yeah.
We're deleting it.
Yeah.
And obviously they're kind of joking, but
they
maybe
do
not.
it.
You know,
If they
maybe
do
they'll
it.
be like, fuck it. Maybe we're just gonna take
Bro.
delist it and then backport it to a new engine,
Yeah.
like, and then re-up it. Replace it on the store. But the thing, as I was saying, like, these developers are not going to be like, they've gone back on it. We're gonna stay with Unity.
Oh yeah. No.
Like, they've already proved that they're gonna be greedy fuckers. So, as if they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna pay for your pro and enterprise licenses now.
Everyone wants out.
It's like at this point, you completely fucked up
yeah.
to the point where maybe your stock isn't going down a whole bunch, but it will start to once developers stop supporting your engine.
Yeah, a couple of years, few years. Once big games stop coming. to
It will be a relatively slow crawl, but it will happen at this
Yeah.
point. And like, obviously, so as you said, like the CEO of Unity was the ex-CEO of EA, and while he was CEO of EA, they were voted the worst company in the world 2 years in a row. So
And then
goes
I
to
did
show
have
this
a
guy's
little,
track
I had a little
record.
tidbit. I told you guys about this. I still think this is so funny how in 2011 he wanted to add a way for people in Battlefield to spend real money to buy ammo in game.
they run out.
It's insane.
For a quick
It's actually
reload.
Insane. Yep.
What a fucking dude! And like
What
the
a
thing is,
moron.
and the thing is, you would think that's parody, but I believe this guy actually wanted this in the game.
That's
Yeah,
insane,
He
man.
actually
Yeah.
thought this was a good idea that he said in a meeting, and everyone probably looked around and thought, "This guy is a fucking wacko.
This
Like,
guy's
this
a
guy is
dumbass."
completely moronic,
Yeah.
and doesn't understand how games work and how gamers work in any way. That who would pay for a quick reload?
Yeah.
I'm
Another
sure
thing,
there's would be some people, but
that many people have brought up and even asked them, and Unity did confirm that pirated installs do count because the Unity runtime code runs on every version of the game, whether it's legit or not. So you can pirate someone's game and they'll have to pay for it.
and they have already started rolling back. They keep backtracking constantly.
Yeah,
They keep
of course.
backtracking.
And they said like, oh, it's just first install, but it also counts if it's multiple devices. So the problem
Oh,
is,
they've just said first install now. Okay. Right.
yes, first
That
install.
was
but-
different for a bit. Yeah.
yes, it was literally every single install anyone ever does.
Yeah.
It is first install now, but it is multiple devices. So say I install it on my PC, that's 20 cents. Install it on my PS5, that's 20 cents. With like, so the devs behind Rust made a good point where they were like, a lot of our players who cheat constantly obfuscate their hardware ID when they
Yes.
get banned.
Very easy to do. Yeah.
And so that, based on this system, would count as a new user and a new install.
Pretty simple
So-
registry change that you can just
Exactly.
do with a command. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so they're gonna lose so much money based on
Yep.
how many people cheat. And the
Or
dev
people
said
just
they,
get mad and start fucking spamming it. Yeah.
and that's what I said. Like people
Yeah.
aren't gonna review bomb anymore. They're going to install bomb people.
Yeah.
They're gonna install.
They're just gonna
yeah.
constantly
So
install games that are when they make a wrong move or a mistake or
Mhm.
whatever.
because I have some other games that are just on like this kind of idea. So we have like
Sure.
there's Fall Guys, Death's Door, Hollow Knight, Untitled Goose Game. There is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. There's Cuphead. There's Pokemon Go, and there's Beat Saber. And the last one I have here as well is Genshin Impact. All of these games are here. The thing about some of these games, right, is something like Fall Guys, right, that are free. If you get to know the game, people just make Steam accounts, as you said, and just keep installing the game. That's what they'll do. Like that's the
And the
shitty
thing is, like,
nature of what
even
it is.
and this particularly fucks over free to play games and
Yes.
mobile games.
Mhm.
More than any of these other games. Like
Yep.
obviously, like the huge enterprise games like Genshin Impact will be impacted, but they make a shit ton of money anyway. So it's
Exactly
probably
fine.
they've probably
Yeah.
also got an enterprise license, so it's cheaper as
Yeah.
well.
Definitely.
But for devs that, like someone said, like there was a mobile game developer that said, with this system, this is how much revenue they would need. And it was literally a chart that said Unity would take 108% of their revenue. Which,
Holy
yes, that would
shit.
mean that they have to give 8% of their revenue to Unity and make no money.
And that's
So,
not even
like-
that's like legit not even profit. That's like their
They-
their
yeah, they're
gross
literally-
revenue.
They're literally
That's their
giving
gross
money.
revenue.
Yeah, not even their
And that
profit.
doesn't include running the studio, paying
Yeah.
developers,
Dude.
marketing, like having a publisher, like shopping around your game. Like
Mhm.
that is just...
So they're probably like
I-
160% down the sink by the end of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you just did not. They just don't understand how the mobile games market and the free to play game market work
Nope.
at all.
Nope.
Especially with mobile games, you can just install them in like 2 seconds.
Yep.
Like
Real
Especially
quick.
yeah,
so
free to
quick.
play mobile games. You can spin up an Android VM in seconds, like
Yep.
constantly just bang,
Yep.
bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
it's-
is actually stupid.
I've actually never seen. I honestly think this is maybe the biggest a company's fucked up that I've
Yeah,
seen
this
in a
is
long time.
100%. This is the biggest fuck up that like I like usually I would put a proper title, but like I just thought like this is like actually so stupid. Like this is
Like
this is
honestly, I
actually
think
so
this is
stupid.
such a gross underestimation of
especially with
the industry they're in. Like I've honestly never. It reminds me of when Microsoft released the Xbox One or announced the Xbox One with like the always on online DRM.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you don't have an internet connection, there's a console for us. It's called the 360. Like that level of like, what the fuck
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Brain
Like
dead.
this.
But it's-
yeah,
but it's-
exactly.
what's also crazy about this is they somewhat knew because the CEO pulled stock. You talk
Multiple
about it.
executives at Unity over the
Yeah.
past 6 months have been
Pulling
selling stock.
Yeah. So
And the CEO believe it was like it was either 8 days ago or 8
it
weeks
was
ago.
it was about a
sold
week.
stock.
It was about a week beforehand. Yeah.
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 So
And I
it's
saw
obviously
some
this
posts
announcement.
from staff that work there, and they were saying that like they were asking the questions that everyone was asking, and they never got answered, and they like basically dropped the news without anyone internally knowing about it before they knew about it, and
Dude.
none of the questions were answered,
My
and
God.
everyone disagreed with it, and yeah.
And as I
it's just
said,
money.
I know what this play is. This play is we give you the worst possible scenario at the beginning, and
we
then
come
we
back.
start
And
we start roping
slowly
it back until
wheedling.
people start actually being okay with it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like fucked up business 101 where it's like people do this all the time where they're like here is the absolute worst it could be, but we're giving you
gauge the
a
reaction.
break, here we go. Here's a nicer version of the fucked up thing we're going to do. And I just don't think this is going to happen. I don't
No.
like and
Oh,
if it
no, it's
does,
not, it's
like
not.
who is going to if a developer right now is learning game design, who's in game development, who the fuck is going to choose to learn on Unity now at this
Yeah.
point?
Yeah,
Just
and like
great.
this has gotten so bad that they have even gotten death threats. They had to shut down an office because
down
that's
two
how
offices,
bad
yeah.
this shit has gotten. Like it is.
Which I find it's probably not developers, it's probably just random people on the
Oh, it
internet.
is just random
like
people,
it's just
100%.
yeah, like I realistically I don't think
This is
developers are
not,
going to
this
go
is
that
the
far,
norm
but
now
like
these days, apparently.
yeah,
yeah
it's just-
and it's funny like what Unity's doing to me it seems like they think that they're the market leader for engines.
Yeah.
And maybe they are with like mobile and indie developers, but
Probably.
like Unreal Engine is gaining popularity really quick. Like like every game you see announced is like, oh, we're Unreal Engine, you know? Like obviously for the bigger developers like CD Projekt Red is moving over to Unreal Engine 5. You see a bunch of developers moving from their proprietary in-house engine and moving to Unreal Engine because it's just easier to there's more, you know, there's more documentation on Unreal Engine than there is like, you know, you see all the issues with like Frostbite. EA, how fucking difficult it is to develop games with that aren't Battlefield. And even Battlefield is difficult to develop on that engine. So,
and at some points, it's not even about like if you are legitimately learning game dev to be a game developer, it's not even about the ease of use or how easy it is to learn. It's about the value proposition of, is it worth me putting in an extra year of learning this other engine to not lose possibly millions later in my life?
Yep, exactly.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
It is. As I said, when I saw this, I thought, is this a joke? Are they kidding? And I even remember... like when you get Jeff Keighley, who is typically very, very nice, when you get him replying saying, I think he just said, "Is this a joke?" Like,
yes,
when you have Jeff pissed off at you, when he's very goody with the whole industry, like that's when you know you have severely fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't burn bridges like that.
He does not burn bridges like that.
I remember when I woke up, like I hopped on my PC because I had to do some work stuff, and then on the side, because I have Opera GX, it like shows up the news, and one of them was about Unity. I'm like, oh, Unity must have got a new update. Clicked on it, and I saw the backlash. I'm like, oh, like it's just insane, man.
It was immediate, and like every single day, I see developers like on developer Twitter being like, this is fucked. This is so stupid. You're dumb, and you've burned bridges. Like as I said, even if they go back on this.
Yeah, they've lost people no matter what at this point.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah, whether or not they come out positive at the end.
Current and future people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've completely just destroyed a reputation with this.
Yep.
Totally. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. We'll move off of this. Jimmy, you actually put in the next two, so
I did just because I am shocked this is even a thing.
Yeah, it is very cool.
So Apple's new iPhone 15 Pro getting Assassin's Creed Mirage, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and more. This is from Matt Wales at Eurogamer. Apple has revealed its new iPhone 15 lineup, bringing the news that its ray tracing enabled iPhone 15 Pro will be getting native versions of some AAA titles, including Capcom's Resident Evil 4 Remake and Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Mirage over the next 12 months. They go into like how, you know, the specs of the new iPhone 15 and the 15 Pro, they're not that different, except for this ray tracing capability. This new chip features hardware accelerated ray tracing and is apparently powerful enough to run full native versions of blockbuster AAA games. So obviously they mentioned Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Village, and Death Stranding are all expected this year, while Assassin's Creed Mirage, due for launch for Xbox, PlayStation, PC on October 5th, is due for iPhone 15 Pro in the first half of 2024.
It's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I can't, dude.
Right?
I'm always amazed at Apple's hardware. I think they do a fantastic job with all of their devices.
They're chips, man.
Yeah,
They're
but
chips.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I have my issues with Apple, but none of it's with their hardware. I think it's amazing.
No.
It's crazy how they're able to pull this off.
I'm just gonna say, like, you can expect these titles on Switch too. Like, if they're already making like mobile-ish versions of these games,
yep,
could totally see them being like, well, we might as well port it to Switch too.
Yeah.
Which is very, very exciting to think like, you know, it's sort of like a rising tide lifts all boats sort of thing, where like Apple's getting these games, which means Nintendo will probably get these games, which means, you know, maybe Android eventually will get, you know, be able to support ray traced full versions, native versions. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like,
it's too many
it won't
devices.
be all exactly. Yeah, that's very true.
I just
but yeah, I think it's cool that Apple is moving into not just like the mobile game market, but like actually being like, hey, we're gonna support proper AAA games.
I'm interested in the specs of like resolution and graphical fidelity and stuff like that.
They actually did show Resident Evil 4 Remake running on an iPhone 15 Pro. It's only the Pro model.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's obviously running 30 FPS. It looks, you know, it doesn't look like the PS5 or whatever version, but it was running, you know, like it was working. And I think like on a small screen, the resolution isn't the biggest deal. It's more like asset quality. I think like if you start to lower that and but yeah, I just thought this was like cool. I think it's just a cool thing that, you know, Apple's moving into and it's very interesting because Ubisoft is making their own mobile game, Assassin's Creed, and now they're porting
Don't even need to.
the AAA game to
Yeah.
iPhone. Obviously, that I think it's called Assassin's Creed Jade.
Yeah, something like that.
That'll be coming to mobile to all mobile devices. So the Mirage is just specifically for the iPhone 15 Pro. But yeah, I'm very and also ray tracing is like that's very impressive. I think
That's cool.
just thought it was cool tidbit.
I just can't wait for a kid to walk into mom like, "Hey mom, can I have you play the video games?" Yeah, sure. Then he just pulls it out, like, and you just hear off the phone like, "Where's everybody going? Bingo!" just Resident Evil in the background.
The one thing I do think is interesting is like those games aren't like the thing with mobile games is that they're sort of built around the 10-minute gameplay loop, whereas like these games obviously like they're a little more involved.
It's getting into like actual Switch territory there, where
and also like what's the battery life like when you're running these games
and controls.
On an iPhone? Controls.
Yeah,
well,
that's a huge one.
You can plug in a Bluetooth. You can Bluetooth the controller in, but
but you'd have to buy like a special adapter to play it portably or even comfortably at all.
Yeah, well, there are some solutions for that where you can just plug in an iPhone and then you have like the whole like it looks like a Switch basically. But yeah, it's a whole other thing, obviously.
Yeah.
That you have to get. But I think it's a cool option for people. And I'm curious how much they're gonna cost. Like, are they gonna be? Because like a lot of the times with mobile games, like people who play games on mobile.
Oh, the game. I thought you meant
the cost of the game
device.
Yeah,
no. $1,600, the normal.
No, the cost of like the game on these stores, like it's like. I just find it hard to believe that people are gonna buy like a $99 game.
It's gonna be cheaper. It's gonna be cheaper.
Will it? Like I don't know. Will it be part of their subscription service maybe? Because Apple does have their own game subscription service, so maybe I don't know.
Could be cool.
It took me by surprise. Where a lot of the times when Apple announces stuff, I'm like, it's
obviously probably quite a few kinks to work out, but the fact that it's possible is a big deal.
And who knows where it'll be like when we get to the iPhone 16 Pro or 17 Pro or 20 Pro,
Okay.
Anyway. So this one came up earlier in the week. So this is sort of a follow-up to when the Centro studio is closing. Embracer Group is reportedly considering selling Borderlands developer Gearbox. This is from Paul Tassi for Forbes. Embracer Group, the games industry player that has been snapping up studios and IPs for a while now, is currently a bit wobbly. After a $2 billion reportedly Saudi investment deal fell through, it has had to totally change its plans, which will now have to include studio closures and layoffs. That deal dissolved through unknown reasons, but after glumly announcing the news, Embracer's shares dropped 40%. Now, as part of its attempted recovery, Reuters reports it is currently selling off Gearbox of Borderlands and more recently Remnant 2 fame, which they purchased just 2 years ago in 2021 for $1.4 billion. I suppose that would be would be that most of the way filling a $2 billion hole, but the same source was unclear if the deal would actually happen. Holy fuck, Embracer Group is falling and it's falling down. It's like it is going. Like, man.
Dude, that's good for Gearbox. The Gearbox can get out of this. If they can get out of this,
I get, but fucking who knows where they're gonna sell it to?
Yeah, sure.
They might sell it to like some fucking Saudi developer, man. Like, I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? I know. Saudi Arabia is trying to get into the games market really hard, which is obviously why there was that investment that fell through. Which I think they made the right choice because Embracer Group, man, like they just don't run shit. They just don't run shit well. As we saw with the closure of Saints Row. And obviously they probably expected this $2 billion deal to go through, but you probably shouldn't ride your entire business plan off a single deal.
Maybe not.
That is not all, it's not completely cemented, not completely going to happen. Like, just really disappointing overall. I'm curious how this is going to affect Gearbox because, like, who knows? They get sold off and then part of their staff gets, wiped off the map, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's always a little iffy when studio sales happen.
Yeah, every time it happens, people leave and you get rid of a part of what made it the first place, and
totally.
Yeah.
And Gearbox has sort of been in a weird place for a long time. Like Borderlands 3, I don't think was the hit. I mean, I think it sold well, but it wasn't the hit that I was expecting from Borderlands 3. Yeah. Where it was just like it was very much more Borderlands. I believe Borderlands 4 is like rumored to be in development, so they're chugging along with Borderlands. I did enjoy Tiny Tina's Wonderlands though. That was actually a really fun game that came out last year. But yeah, very, very sad times, I guess, where Embracer just like, as I said, when they were snapping up all these studios and IPs, everyone was like, "Oh, dude, they know what they're doing."
Yeah.
Surely.
Clearly, they
they
fucking
know.
didn't. Clearly, they did not know. And so it's very, very unfortunate.
Mm. Okay.
I just realized I have no gameplay for what we've been playing.
That's okay. Well, oh, okay. Well, we could, yeah. So we've been playing stuff. I think we'll start with you, Nathan. Starfield. You've been playing Starfield.
Yeah.
How you been feeling the stars?
No, it's good. I mean, yeah, it's I've reached a point where it's flattened out, where it's not like I'm discovering new shit all the time, and it's like I'm playing the game now and I'm deep into it. I think I'm like 70 hours in or something.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm think I'm about to have finished most of all of like the factions and the main missions. Yeah.
Yep.
Getting pretty close to it at least.
So once you finish those faction missions, what's the next step? Are you still doing the outpost stuff? Are you shipbuilding now? Like, what have you?
Yeah, I still want to build a good ship, and obviously I've still got a bunch of quests that I should follow up on.
Sure.
That I do still want to do, and
The
then
mountain of
in doing
activities you
those,
get.
I'll find more, and yeah, I have found something that I would consider a negative compared to like Fallout and Elder Scrolls.
Negative.
Negatives.
The PlayStation
Starfield?
fanboys are erect right now.
It's that sense of like natural discovery. I think it's kind of missing from this game,
Totally.
because you're traveling from box to box to box, like moving from. You can't just walk in a direction, see what you find, and continue with a new mission just because you walked in a certain direction. Unless you do it in New Atlantis, but it's kind of like in a city, like, you know, it's not the same where you can just
Totally.
walk off and find a new town. And yeah, because new towns are usually on different planets and you have to specifically go there.
Totally.
So it's all very like everything you do is all very purposeful, rather than just kind of accidentally coming across
Random.
things more than, yeah, which is fine. I still like it, but it's an element of those old Bethesda games that isn't there.
I was
as
gonna
much.
say I do think there is a little bit of the spontaneous
Definitely, yeah.
discovery, but I think it's more from like when I'm starting a quest and then that leads me down this quest
Yeah.
and this quest and this quest. It's not so much like
It's
like
spontaneous
the
because
point,
you were doing something
the
specific.
points,
Yeah.
the points of interest aren't I would say interesting enough to warrant going down. I'm just going to go to this planet and see what I find there.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
what you'll find
Yes.
is a rundown science outpost, a tower. You'll see points of interest that you've seen before that will have an enemy faction. There'll be some like maybe a computer with some lore about what this science outpost was doing specifically. But it won't necessarily be like, yeah, as you said, like the Fallout Skyrim thing where it's like you'd randomly find a cave and it's like, oh shit, this cave goes into like a dungeon and there's like
Or if I
a
see in the
fucking boss
distance
here
like
or
a
something.
big town, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what's in that town. And
Exactly. It's not like it's not the Todd Howard like you see
Yeah.
that over there, you can go
yeah,
there.
yeah. No, it's not that.
Sort
Yeah.
of vibe. I think it's just discovery in a different sense.
I still really enjoy it for sure.
Totally.
But yeah, it's not that natural feeling. It's
I was
kind
gonna
of like purposeful.
I was gonna say I think that's what a lot of people are turned off by from this game is because what they play Bethesda games for is that natural discovery where they're set onto a map and they just walk in a direction and they find 10 to 15 different things that are all varied and different quest lines, different NPCs. And I guess how much you enjoy the game is dependent on how much you have stock in that natural exploration.
Yeah, for sure. But in its own merit, it's still a good game.
It is
People need to
definitely
calm
still
the
a good
fuck
game.
down.
Is it saying that?
Man, the discourse around this game sucks. It really
Yeah.
does suck. Like it's
Yeah.
like you can't say you dislike the game, you can't say you like the game, you just need to be neutral on it.
Yeah.
It's insane to me that back to back we had two of probably some of the greatest RPGs come out. We had Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate 3 immediately to Starfield. You know
Hey,
what I
I
mean?
gotta say, props to fucking Larian for moving up Baldur's Gate 3 before Starfield.
Oh yeah,
I think that was
dude.
probably maybe the best marketing decision
Yeah,
of
it
the
was
year.
good.
Yeah, such a good call. Such a good
Because
call.
like I'm wondering if it would have been overshadowed. Like it would have. I wonder if it would have been like if it launched
Maybe a little.
like a day before Starfield, and it would have been just like the people who are really excited for a CRPG would have been like, oh look, this game's really good, this game's really good, but everyone's like, oh, I'm in space, like because they're you know.
I
it's
think
out.
that it would have still done Nier as well, but I think they I think, to be honest, it would have been a lot of discourse between which is the better game. A lot more discourse. If they came out at the same time.
Trust me, I'm seeing that anyway. Trust me, that is already happening. Where I'm seeing people say like, "Oh, Starfield fucking sucks." Dude, Baldur's Gate 3 is really where the player choice is.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, if I could just the problem with Starfield is like, I have had so much choice in this game, but I can't talk about it because it is totally spoilery. It is complete just full of spoilers.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff in the Constellation story that's just like fantastic. I
Even
really
like
liked it.
when you get to New Game Plus and you have those like just the choice of New Game Plus in general and like stuff that happened in the campaign and how that influenced how my character moved through the world, and like it is. As I said last week, I haven't role played in a game like this before as much as I am in this game but I can't talk about it. I can't just say the thing. I can't just say the fucking stuff because I'll spoil the entire game for people.
I'd say the Constellation story definitely makes it. Like it's a good game with the normal Bethesda aspects, but the Constellation story is like next level. I actually really enjoyed it.
So initially, there's a choice you make in the story, and I felt like it happened too quickly. But then, it like my thoughts on it changed, and it made the game better for it. I can't once again can't talk about it because it's like a big massive spoiler.
We will wait a couple of months and we can do a spoiler cast on.
I can't wait because I'm thinking about just doing a separate video where I'm just like no gameplay, just me talking to a camera, just saying.
Just talking about it.
Just talking about because I need to just say stuff. I want to say stuff about this game.
Because there's a couple of games we need to do spoiler cast on, so we might just have an episode
Well,
where we just do spoiler cast.
The problem is that it gets to a certain point where people have moved on from a game,
Yeah,
so it's like okay, we do a spoiler cast is best to happen like very close to launch. But obviously we have lives outside of games and we don't get pre-release copies, so we can't just like prepare for that. And so yeah, it's hard to slate that in, I guess. I do think we should do a Spider-Man 2 one because I feel like we'll probably.
Spider-Man 2 spoiler cast is a good idea. That's what I was gonna say. Spider-Man 2. I feel like since that game is also so story driven, it's probably the best idea to do a spoiler cast for that one specifically, right? So yeah,
oh, man, I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. But Starfield is still my favorite game I played this year. Like when we get to the end where it's like, what's your top 10 games of the year? Will it be number one? Maybe not, but I just really had a great time with it. It'll definitely be up there because I think it's a fantastic RPG in a different way to Baldur's Gate. I think a lot of people find it hard to believe that I enjoy both. Like like, what? You didn't choose? It's like no, I just think they're both kind of fucking fantastic. Like I think they're both fantastic in different ways. While people are picking and choosing their shit, I'm basking in the glory of both. So I feel like I'm winning here.
Capital G, I have the opinion. Capital G Games just got to calm down, man. They got to stop.
They really
need to be stopped.
They do need to be stopped. The people have way too much stock in their plastic box. That's all it is. Like they care way too much about the components that they're plugging into their TV. Just
get all four of them.
Yeah, just be rich. Just have money. Like that's how it goes.
Yep.
Jamie, Mortal Kombat 1. We talked about this a little bit.
It's so funny, right? Because like Mortal Kombat 1, I was not gonna play this at launch. I was like, oh dude, there's Starfield out, there's so many games to play. But as it got closer, I was like, I mean, I have finished Starfield technically, and I am slowing down a little bit on Starfield. Like I'm playing other stuff. Because as I said last week, I got to the point with Starfield where it's like I'm never going to finish the game, and it's probably going to play a game I'm going to play for like the next 5 to 10 years. So there's no reason for me to just play it constantly every day because it's always going to kind of be there as a constant. And after I finished the campaign, I wasn't like I'm still invested in the faction stuff, but maybe not so much, not as much as I was when I was going through the main quest. But that's the thing that I've had with every game. Like when I finish the main quest, I feel like it's harder for me to push forward a little bit sometimes. But I'm still going to continue playing Starfield intermittently throughout the next few months and years. So yeah, I got Mortal Kombat 1. I have not bought a Mortal Kombat game at launch ever.
Oh,
never done
really?
it.
Okay,
Never done it.
go.
I've played varying amounts of 9, 10, 11 of Mortal Kombat. But I've always been I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat. I remember playing it like at my cousin's place, playing like Mortal Kombat Deception probably, which was like a shitty like 3D. It was the first 3D Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
And it's not one that's well liked.
Was not good.
But I always liked it because it was like, as a kid, I was like, oh, dude, this is blood and gore, man. They're fucking people
Yeah.
up, man. That's cool. And so I've always respected the franchise, and it's always been the fighting game that I feel like was more likely to get into versus like a Street Fighter or a Tekken or a Guilty Gear, you know, like the varying franchises that are out there. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 fucking rules. Like
It's really good.
It is so good. Like just from like a pure like production value standpoint, this game is so polished and so good looking, and the UI elements and the way the story is told and just everything how you navigate through this game is so impressive. And like like the visuals, man.
Yeah,
the
visuals look
visual
really
fidelity
good.
of this game is crazy. Like it is nuts. I can't tell if these cutscenes are pre-rendered or in-game. I don't know. Because the thing is, like, usually with like in-game cutscenes, you can tell based on like you'll see like a ghosting effect on the hair, or there'll be like an anti-aliasing thing on like thin kind of like fences and stuff. But I don't see really any of that in this game when I'm playing it, and so I don't know if it's like pre-rendered or not. And it's like, but then it moves like seamlessly into gameplay.
Yes.
Obviously a little bit lower fidelity, so it keeps 60. But yeah, it is really, really pretty to look at. Like the environment, like the backdrops, there's so much detail in like when you're fighting. There's just like so, and you're really not even looking at it. You know, like you're focused on the opponent you're fighting.
Yes.
And just the way they're telling the story, like obviously for the background, like this is an origin story for a lot of these characters. Like
That was a really cool seamless move into a fight.
Yeah.
Not
see,
gonna lie.
and
Yeah.
every fight is like that.
That's
where
cool.
it's like cutscene straight into gameplay, and this is how this guy is so much better at this game than I am.
That cutscene looked really well made too.
Yes,
It was
and every cutscene is that
camera
good.
angles, like everything. It looked really
It
good.
looked actually like they took the time to actually do cinematography with it. Like it actually looked really good. Yeah.
In terms of like the fighting game genre, NetherRealm Studio is unmatched when it comes to their stories and their campaigns. Like, man, this guy's really fucking good at this game. Like here's the thing, right? Is I am complete dog shit at
You're not
fighting
good at
games.
it?
I'm not. I am the typical like I'm just pressing buttons hoping it does a combo. You know, we'll see what happens.
Don't worry, I'm terrible at them as well, just not Smash.
Yeah, well, yeah, Smash is
Too different though.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, I kind of want to get good at this game. And I've never felt that when I played like Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. I was like, oh, I'm shit. I'm getting my shit kicked in. I don't want to play this. But as I'm playing the campaign, because I'm not like on normal, it's not very difficult. It's pretty easy. Like I haven't had to replay any fights yet. But it's there's still like the NPC, like the computer will still kick my ass occasionally, but it won't like kill me. Like I'll still get through it without having to replay it. And I really do like there's a bunch of other stuff other than the campaign. Like there's these things called invasions, and then there's towers as well. I haven't touched any of that stuff yet. I've played about, I want to say maybe 5 to 6 hours of this game so far. And part of that was me doing like the tutorial stuff, which I think is so much better than the previous Mortal Kombat games. What I found really annoying about the tutorials in Mortal Kombat 11 specifically is when you were trying to, they would show like, here, do this combo. And they wouldn't really give you the timing. You could kind of demo the timing. So they would have like a computer show you the combo and the timing of when you should press certain buttons. But what this game does, which is really cool, is when you press a chain of a combo, it will give you like a timer up the top, so it counts down when you should press the button.
That's really smart. Okay, yeah.
And it really gives you a good sense of like, okay, this is when you press this, and then it'll show you like, oh, you're a bit too slow here, a bit too fast here. And it made it a much more enjoyable.
I was
got
getting
fucked.
fucked.
Bro,
Dude,
she
got
got beat the
fucked
fuck up. It makes it a much more easy experience to learn the game, which I felt like that was immediately a roadblock for me in Mortal Kombat 11, where I was like, no joke, I actually took 10 minutes to do a combo like in this tutorial, and I'm like,
So
I just can't do it. Like, I just can't get the timing on this. My
combos
fingers
are
aren't
pretty
moving
tough.
fast enough. Like, I can't do it.
Mhm.
So I got through all the tutorial stuff way faster in this game than I did in Mortal Kombat 11, which was really good. And the cool thing about the tutorials is they give you different fighters to play as. So you sort of learn their moves as you're doing the tutorial. So that when you get into the game, because you have to play a bunch of different characters. Like right now, the main character is playing Kung Lao. You'll do a few fights as Kung Lao, then you switch to Raiden or Shang Tsung or whatever. Um, I lost what I was going to say. But yeah, it's really cool. I think the tutorialization is much better in this game, and it makes it way more user-friendly than it did in previous games. I think it's because they know, because it is Mortal Kombat 1, like a lot of people are going to be jumping into this game for the first time. And so they've really made good strides to make it a lot easier to ease you into it. And yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the story. Because I know like tangentially some things about some characters. Like I know Melina has the fucking teeth, like she's got the virus or whatever. But in the beginning of this game, she doesn't. So it's like, okay, how does she become the monster we know her as in the previous Mortal Kombat games? And everyone's like, it's cool. Like everyone is at peace in this. Like it's so obvious when like you have Earthrealm and Outworld are like at war all the time. They're very mad at each other constantly. In this game, it starts where everyone's like chill. And it's like, okay, what is the inciting incident that fucks all this up?
Interesting. Okay.
And it's actually really compelling, and like the voice acting is really, really good. And except for Megan Fox, oh my god,
wait, she's voice acting in this?
She's playing Natara, who is a vampire.
Oh.
And last Mortal Kombat 11 had Ronda Rousey playing someone.
Cassidy was her name? Cassidy? I forgot what her name was.
Yeah, I don't know. She was playing a character and she was really bad at voice acting. She was not great.
Yeah,
I think Megan Fox takes the cake for being the worst celebrity voice acting appearance in a game I've ever played.
Is it really that bad?
She did one take, didn't give a fuck what she was doing. She took the bag and she left. And it's like, man, I honestly think if I had gotten her for this, I would have taken my losses and gotten a new voice actor and been like,
probably worth it.
Because she is so bad and she doesn't care. She's like Peter Dinklage as the Ghost in Destiny style, like just completely monotone, no like reading it off a page, really bad. Everyone else fantastic. And like I just like that there's the new dynamics. Like you've got Scorpion and Sub-Zero are friends. Like that's really never happened like that. I don't remember the last time that happened, if ever, where they were always mortal enemies. And I'm curious if like they become mortal enemies in this somehow. Like I'm really curious where the story's gonna go.
Yeah.
And as I said, the environments are crazy. Like this is like the least impressive environment in the game, and it still looks fantastic.
It still looks great. Yeah.
Especially when you start getting to Outworld and some of those environments, like the Living Forest and even like the Palace. Like it's like, oh my god, this is gorgeous, man. Like this is insanely good looking. In terms of like the mechanical changes, the new cameo system, which you're seeing here a little bit. So you press, I believe, R1 to summon your cameo. But that can also be comboed with up, down, bottom, down, left to right, or the face buttons, and they'll sort of do different moves. And there's different techniques you can do. Like if you get knocked down, you can then use your cameo like there to then be like an entry. To like stun them to then do more damage. And I think I think professional players are really going to dig it because it adds like a whole new moveset on top of what you already had previously with the cameo. Different cameos have different effects. Like obviously if Sub-Zero is your cameo, they are really good at freezing your opponent or stunning them. Or if you have Scorpion as your cameo, the arrow dart is really good at stunning. So there's a lot of different like mechanical depth in the cameo system, and I think it doesn't seem like it's game breaking, whereas it's more like game changing. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna it may piss off some people, but I think it's more balanced than it is bullshit. And yeah, I just like this scene's fucking funny. This guy just drinking at the table, and what he just grabs
he grabs a fucking ice cube.
I love it, dude. There's so many weird like little things in the cutscenes. Dude, Kung Lao tries to use his because he gets the hat that has the blade on it. Yeah. So he just throws it and it does nothing. I love it. Yeah, it's really great. Like there's so many cool like little references to previous Mortal Kombat games. Like even like one of the characters says like he even says like, what did you expect? We're not taking you into Mortal Kombat. Like it's like, oh, this is so campy, but it's so fucking good. Like it's like it's just like I know what you're doing. Like I
saw the dialogue before with Scorpion when like he tried to grab the Raiden's leg, he's pulling him over, and Raiden's like, "Wait, let go!" He's like, "Hey, get over here!" And he pulls him over.
Exactly. It's
little
like
shit like that. Yeah,
self-referential and like you'll just be constantly going, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it is. It is honestly like, probably the biggest surprise for me this year, in terms of how much I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait for when they bring out the fighter pack with you got
Oh, you got
Peacemaker and
Homelander and whatnot. Oh yeah.
you've got Omni Man and who else?
Homelander, Homelander,
Homelander.
and
Yeah. I can't wait to play more of this. Like I'm gonna hop online at some point and start fucking getting my shit kicked in, and eventually I'll learn to be good at this game.
Eventually you'll get good at it. Yeah.
But boy, is it gonna be a rough battle to get there. 'Cause, like I need to just stop button mashing. I'm so like, oh, let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. And I'm just like, it's all about timing. So like
Yes.
doing random combinations, it needs to be in the right timing for it to work.
I really do want to get a Mortal Kombat, but there's just so many games coming out. Like as soon as I buy this, I need to go like Cyberpunk coming out as well. You know what I mean? That's the only issue.
Well, see, the good thing for like my rationale with this is like I'm gonna play the campaign. I'm gonna do a little bit of the side stuff as well, and then when Cyberpunk comes out, I'm moving to Cyberpunk.
Yes.
And then I'll come back intermittently, sort of how I would with a typical live service game, where where like I'll just drop in and out, and then sometimes
Just
do like,
lighting a cigarette.
bro, she's a badass, man.
That's really funny.
Yeah. The game's fantastic, and I think fighting game fans in general are gonna love this, obviously. But I think as like a jumping off point for new fans of the franchise, you can't get much better than the first entry in a new era of Mortal Kombat. So
Yeah,
yes.
I'm definitely gonna pick this up later on in the year. I'm definitely gonna pick this up because I want to get back into Mortal Kombat. Like it was my favorite fighting game, and I really enjoyed it. So.
And as I said, best looking game of the year, honestly. Like it is stunning all the time. So
it does look really good. Alrighty, well that is it. We go build top 100.
We build the top 100.
We do be building.
We do
We
be
be
building.
We be building things. Alrighty.
Yeah, my document.
Jamie, you can go first. You haven't gone first in a while, Jamie.
I haven't, because okay, hold on. My Word doc is taking fucking forever to load. What's happening? Where is it?
Man
my
using Microsoft Office. Imagine.
Oh my god, I
He's
can't.
a Microsoft Office noob.
It's not my subscription. I'm not paying for it.
Not mine either.
Word, hold on.
Mine comes
Someone
from
else go first.
university.
I'm not ready.
All right.
Mine comes from you. Okay, I'll go. The game I am putting onto this list is Cult of the Lamb.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked at the list. I'm like, oh, we haven't put this on the list yet. So yeah,
enough.
I'm gonna put this game pretty high. I really enjoyed this game. I'm gonna put it at 50. I really enjoyed this game.
That's where I was going to put my game.
Oh, there you go. That's the second time we haven't done that. Well, Nathan. Oh, Jamie. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes.
I am gonna put The Walking Dead season 1 on the list.
Good choice. Good choice.
I'm glad I got that the go ahead from Zeto there.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go Nathan. I didn't know you were ready yet.
I'm ready. No, like the validation of being like, good choice. Yeah, that's a good choice.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put Walking Dead season 1 at number 35.
Ooh.
It's
pretty
really
high.
good, man.
It is
Like,
really good.
I mean,
No.
I feel like it really did kick off like the era of games can be cinematic and they can be actually like
yes, 100%.
like there can actually be characters you give a shit about. And I know they existed back in the PS1, PS2 days, but I feel like Walking Dead season 1 was like
Really
a turning
kicked it.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if we went back to it now, it definitely wouldn't be as good as we remember, but it was a great game.
I will remember it as I did in 2012.
Just
Lee
don't play it
Clem,
again.
great characters.
Yeah.
Oh man, Lee. God, what a character.
Very good.
So good.
What are you, Nathan?
I'm adding Undertale. I don't know how it's not here yet.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't played it.
Yeah,
I
from me.
I started
Yeah,
it.
I haven't played
about
it
it.
as well. Yeah.
Right above Mother 3.
So you're gonna put yours right next to mine.
Yep.
Sounds
Fair
about
enough.
right.
Undertale is a crazy game, man.
Oh yeah.
The fact
Yeah,
it was
it's
made by
good.
one dude,
Mm,
Good music.
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, good music. Yeah.
And he's
It's
doing
good.
music for other. He did the music for Pokemon, like a track in Pokemon,
Wait, really?
the newest one.
Yeah, he's pretty talented.
Oh.
Right? It wouldn't shock me that he's starting to get picked
He is
up.
pretty talented. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty, I think we're good then. I think we're all good to send it off. Alrighty, well, thank you all very much for listening to the 32nd episode.
I like when how he outros. It's like your
Yeah.
voice changes so much.
It does change. I know. Okay, I know.
Because he switches over to the AI. He stops doing
Yeah,
the live.
true. I press the button and it goes AI instead.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you all very much for listening to the 32nd episode of the 71st Hour podcast. Next week we'll have some more news, some more stuff to talk about. Any games come out next week? I think we're
Cyberpunk 2.0.
Oh yeah, that's next week. That is true. That's true. So we can talk about
I'll have
that
more
a little
thoughts on
bit.
Mortal Kombat. I have thoughts like finishing the campaign, which we can.
Yeah,
So
and then play online. Get your ass kicked. You can rage about it for a bit.
God. There's an invasions mode where it's like a board game, which I'm
Yes.
very curious what that's going to be like. I'm not sure how that works.
That was back in MK10. That was back in
No,
MK10.
it wasn't.
It wasn't? Oh no, Towers was. Tower was. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like the new, like you walk around a board and you like there's like random battles. It's sort of like an RPG where you like randomly walk and it's like, oh, you've got to battle someone. I don't know.
Oh,
I haven't really delved too deep into it, but it seems
Like
like
the Smash Bros thing.
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, it might be a little bit like that. But it's like
Yes.
post game, so I haven't touched it yet.
All right. We'll talk about more next week. Bye bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.